Good morning, everybody. It's me, Brandon, and Jonathan, and this is our Truth podcast for today. And we are up here at Geek Leaks. Been blessed with the opportunity, and we record our podcast here, and we just want to talk about them for a little bit. They're having a Super Bowl party on the February 2nd on Sunday, and it's $10 to get in, and they're gonna have games, Super Bowl playing, food going on. They're gonna have a DJ up here. They say it's gonna be lit, so bring the kids, come out, play video games. That's the type of stuff that they like to do. And they also have other things that they can, educate you about when you get here. So you don't think your kid just playing game all day, like that is fruitless and there's nothing to it. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the show, and we're gonna let Jonathan introduce everybody.
How y'all doing out there? We have 3 guests today. Well, really 4. We have one on the phone. We have 2 young men here. I'm gonna let them tell how old they are because I might get some ages wrong. I believe 12 and 13. I don't know how old Kevin is, but one is named Malachi. That's my nephew. Scholar, basically like my nephew, but he's my little cousin. And we have Broderick to my right, and he has his own podcast, and he helped us out a lot with our podcast. And I'm gonna start straight across and then work my way back to you, Broderick. And everybody can talk a little description if you want to give, as much as you want to give, as little as you want to give, what you like to do, you know.
Or if you don't feel comfortable saying that, just say whatever.
Yeah, just say your name. Just say your name and your age, and
then
I don't want to make you do what you need to do, but you can go ahead, Malachi.
My name is Malachi. I'm 13. I like to play sports and I like to rap and make beats.
My name's Scholar. I'm 12 and I like to play basketball.
Tell kid.
Hey, Kevin.
My name is Kevin. I'm 13. I'm a rapper. I go by Issa King Savage.
Alright,
and Roger.
Hey, it's Broderick. Everybody call me Darnell. I'm age 30, and I got a podcast called Talking Greasy. If you want to check it out, you can find us on YouTube and in a whole bunch of other places.
Just type it in.
Alrighty, and we're going to get straight into it. That's Darnell. My bad.
You good?
Alright. And I have a question that we brought them on because actually Malachi and Kevin came to me and said they want to talk about what goes on in their generation. And I thought that was a great idea because I really don't know, I'm about to be 30 in a while, so I've been out the generation gap for a long time. I don't really know what they go through, so I have a couple questions that we're going to get to, me and Brandon. And the first one I'm going to ask, and also I want to get Darnell's input on these questions as well, how he feel it is or how you feel it was when we grew up. But it says that studies show that black males do better in school when they feel good about themselves. What can schools do to support positive feelings and attitudes among young black males? Malachi, if you can answer that question.
I think they should get like black role models into the school and start a little group after school and let them participate in different activities and talk to them about different stuff, and it'll be better.
Like, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of stuff you feel that y'all don't get talked to about that you would want to be talked to about?
Like, I feel sometimes like the teachers, they don't tell us about like the social studies, everything about like black culture stuff. So.
What about you, Scholar?
I see the paper.
Yeah.
The question.
You need me to read the question again? The question is, studies show that black males do better in school when they feel good about themselves. What can schools do to support positive feelings and attitudes among young black males?
Well, I think they should treat every black male the same as they treat Americans and Hispanics.
Well, you mean everybody else? So you don't feel that like in school you get treated like everybody else?
Like, they might say something to somebody else but not say it to us.
We're gonna have to double back to that one. What about Kevin? Kevin, can you hear the question, Kevin?
Yeah, I heard it.
All right.
honestly, I think, like, I feel like we don't learn, like, enough about black culture and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, we could learn more, like, from Black History, because, like, Black History Month, because, like, once that come around, they really don't teach us much. They teach us about the same old people. Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, those same three people. But we can learn about more.
And Darnell, however you want to attack it, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Which way?
just think about that. Like,
Bro,
bro,
which way you want to
they
attack
did
it?
only teach us about Martin Luther King every year. I feel like I knew that nigga. Like him and me was friends. Like, I'm being for real. Like, I knew everything about Martin Luther King. And there was so many other black people that did stuff. Then they was like, oh, it is so many other black people that did stuff. George Washington Carver did a lot of stuff. I'm like,
Well, I mean, let's keep it real.
what they want us to know.
It's stupid to ask education to teach our boys, cause school is either getting you ready for prison or the workforce. Period. Nothing else, nothing more. And now it's not even updated enough to get you ready for the workforce. So it's really just a school to prison pipeline, because if you don't have skills after you graduate, if you don't have activities after school in summer, you have a higher probability of engaging in crime. So you basically setting them up to knock them down later.
Yeah, like, didn't it, like, yeah, people need to, get more involved. They need to have more clubs. Like when we were coming up, they had, everything. Like, oh, you want to do drama? Okay, we got this. Oh, you want to do this? We got that. I mean, it was a lot of gangs and stuff too. But you're right. Like, I mean, school used to be a place, like, that kids want to go. Kind of like church, but in a different, but like in a not so serious way.
I think
it's more serious than it is like more of a, a safe haven. Like, I used to hate going to school sometimes, and then sometimes I used to love going to school. And most of it, was because of how I was treated or how I felt about school.
What you mean how you was treated?
Like, people get bullied, you get bullied, like, you going to school, you supposed to be going to school, you gotta worry about fighting. Or you going to school, supposed to be going to school, you worried about
Somebody
talking about you, or what you gotta wear. Like, it's a status quo.
But yeah,
And it's a unspoken. Well, no, it's a very spoken about status quo. So it's a lot of pressure that goes into feeling comfortable. Like, it wasn't until high school that I felt comfortable, because you finally find people like that'll like you, but you didn't even realize that. But they could have, and it was because of getting more involved. In high school, it was more clubs. Like in junior high and elementary, it wasn't really nothing to do. And if they implemented that more, people could, by the time they're in high school, want to reach further.
but on the tip of them talking about mentorship and learning more about Black history, have you guys ever voiced that to anybody at the school? Never.
No.
Have you ever voiced that to anybody at school? What about? And I want you to go more in detail, if you would, Scholar, about, you say that they treat the black boys at the school differently than they treat everybody else. Y'all got any situations y'all would like to talk in general?
And who is everybody else?
And who's everybody else?
Like,
At my school, it's mainly Mexicans, so like they treat them different from like the other people in the school.
So as far as like the Hispanics may not get in trouble for the same thing that you would get in trouble for, is what y'all saying? Why y'all think that is? You think it's just because Hispanics are in charge at their school, or? Yeah,
I don't even know.
is it only Hispanic teachers? Is it black teachers too, or is it?
Like, it's mainly white teachers there, but like the administrators there, they Mexican stuff, so they'll like slap the teachers around, and like so,
Well, I mean,
oh, go ahead, my bad.
I mean, you're gonna keep seeing that your whole life. You gotta understand that. But besides the Black American group, every group looks out for their own. They're gonna do you like that regardless of what circle, because there's a thing about when black masculinity's in the room. You know, people like to try to boss that around or control it. So that's just part of the territory of being a black man, and also
They're afraid of you.
I wouldn't no.
Not
They're
afraid
not.
like in that, but they see you as a threat, but not necessarily like you gonna do something, but more so as a you can do something. You are somebody. So like they, don't think that they want you to feel bad about yourself because they think you can be better than them. Like it's like having a spade in your hand.
Yeah. What you think? What you think about that, Darnell?
Man, I just feel like I mean, you got to understand the unwritten rules of society, and most of them rules, you're at the bottom. I know we say the black woman is the most disrespectful, which you might have an argument there, but the reason why they want to keep you suppressed is because at the end of the day, too many people gonna look out for their own group. Then second off, you trying to become who you are is gonna step on a lot of people's toes naturally, because you guys are gonna get taller, easier. You're gonna get facial hair better, stronger, smarter, and even if you're not smarter, you're gonna figure out more ways to get what you need because you're used to going without. So that's just gonna put you in a position different than others.
You gonna understand the struggle. I agree with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people not even taught to work, but most of us work so hard because we don't want to go back to what we had or where we came from in a certain sense. You know how some people be like, once I get out this situation, I don't want to go back there, so I take 2 jobs. They'll work harder.
Some people work hard to get away from something else.
Yeah, to get away from something else. I get what you're saying in that aspect, but also I feel that sometimes we can create a concept of us against the world, but it's not necessarily the truth. Not saying what y'all saying ain't true, but I'm just saying, do y'all feel that some of the situations y'all been in, y'all could have got out of at the same time? Right?
Yeah.
Am I right? You know what I'm saying? They might have been a little biased, but at the same time, you had a hand in getting into that trouble, right? Would you say that, Scholar? Or you feel like it's always on the other side?
At my school, most of our athletes are black.
Yeah.
So I think they'd be harder on us because we athletes.
But you remember, I tell y'all that shouldn't be the case. But I tell y'all, like, if you're an athlete, what's the most important thing first? What you got to do before you can play?
Get your grades up.
All right, you got to pass school. So,
Well, I'm gonna have to side with them again because, again, talking about bias, and let's add in racial bias. Whatever black boys do, they get punished times 5. Like, just like, hey, most kids, they're older than that. But most kids can't sit down in class because they kids haven't learned the school structure yet. They could get misdiagnosed ADHD, or they can try to throw them in remedial just off of stuff like that, small, non-secular things. So when they do like really big things, like a fight or something like that, they multiply that times 5. Like, oh, we felt 30-0. He's a nuisance. He's a problem. We don't feel safe. So I kind of got to side with them because, like I said, whatever punishment as a black man, you just get times 5. It could be something simple. Like, you raise your voice too high. That's being aggressive versus assertive.
Yeah, I used to get in trouble because I was smarter than the teacher.
You thought you was smarter than the teacher.
Not
Hey.
smarter than the teacher, but the teacher knew that.
Nah. If he went to DISD, yeah, he was smarter than probably a couple of them teachers. Cause
I'm just saying, like,
for real.
Think about it. Like, when you put a teacher in a situation to where everybody questioning the teacher, is you done for it. They finna write any and everything on that referral.
Well,
and I know that just based on, like, I used to be a youth development specialist for like 3 years in college, and I used to have a class full of people, so I know exactly how you know what I'm saying, it go. Like,
yeah, you embarrass the teacher. I did it before in high school. You get in trouble for embarrassing the teacher. You don't really get in trouble for what you did. You more so get in trouble. Like, I corrected this math teacher on a math problem, and he was ready to fight. I could see it all over his face. I'm
real.
like, don't you teach us to learn, though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had even worse, because y'all watch out for this in the future. I had this white English teacher. She did not like me. I think she was all right majority of the time, but then we had to write this one paper about whatever, and I think the question was, how do you progress in life? I was like, well, I don't know. I'm just a black teenager trying to figure it out, but luckily you're white, so you'll be all right. And like, she ain't never forget that. And then she was like, just because I'm a white woman don't mean I get privileges. I was like, all right. Yeah. But then after that, it was this whole passive aggressive thing, like all the way down. Like, this was how petty and passive aggressive she was. I got a 69 in her class, and I needed a 70 to pass and get my credit. She literally gave me a 69.4. Literally, just so I would have to do it all over and go to summer school. I was like, cool. And I found out through some other people she didn't like me, and she did that because she didn't like me. I was like, I don't care. You're literally proving my point.
Yep.
So,
yep. That's crazy, man. And I feel like some of them, like, they look at us. Well, in life, especially when you get grown, they look at you right when they see you, and they really believe perception is reality. Yep. And that's something in the military they say all the time: perception is reality. Perception is reality. And when I got out, like, I had to realize, no, it's not, man. Like, your perception, the way you perceive a situation, ain't always reality. And I want y'all to remember that too. Just because somebody look a certain way, don't necessarily mean they that way. Go learn that person first.
Then it also don't mean that they ain't.
Yeah, it don't mean that they ain't. You still gotta go to it with an open mind.
Yeah, perception can be.
It starts the reality. To me, it starts. It could be, or it starts the reality.
Because if you always keep the question in your head, well, it could be. Then what do you still have? You still have faith in them. Oh, well, it could. You know, like, you're still giving it a chance. So the more of a chance you get, the more you learn about a person. Like, sometimes you might have a friend that's about it, like, like, they don't care about things like that, and stuff like that. So, but to you, he your friend. To you, he tell you everything. But to everybody else, he gonna, be a certain way. So, keep an open mind about that. Sometimes those people need you. Don't support what they do, but sometimes, just be there. Because I done seen where, a person messed up and they'll cling to you, but you know what I mean? So.
Well, in another advice to the fellas, I'm going to keep it short. When he said perspective is reality, I'm going to have to disagree, because I was watching 5150 show on YouTube, and there was this hypnotist in the room, and he's a certified hypnotist, and he can hypnotize you to make you think certain things or get certain traumas out of your mind. And one thing that really caught me was definitions create conditions. So watch how you talk to yourself. Watch how you what you think of yourself and what you let others around you, because there's a thing called emotional intelligence. Is one thing to know your emotional side inside and out, but you got to understand everybody else's emotional spectrum and how it affects you. So, and you don't let it affect you if it puts you in a bad light. Now, if you on some bull, okay, take the criticism, but if it's like negative, stay away from it, because all you need for your mind to catch it and keep it forever is repetition. It could be a lie, but if I say, hey, that wall ain't white, that wall ain't white, that wall ain't white, and common sense, you know better, but your brain will suck it in, and that bitch will be blue next time you come in here.
Your mind is very, very, very strong. You gotta watch, like, what you pay attention to, what you listen to. Like it's serious. Like, if you, like, studies even show that if you listen to different music, it automatically puts you in a
certain mood. Yeah. And
it's because that's how strong. Like, don't look at it as, it's because the mind is that strong. The mind is able to be in reality. The mind is able to snap you, in and out of your emotional state. So, sometimes when you up and down, go to the things that, like, make you still want to be, you know, creative. Like if you be so down on yourself for so long, you're not going, you know, you gonna always question yourself. So yeah, don't let what other people say override what you think about yourself unless it's true. If it's false, you know, like let it go, cause you know who you are. Like if somebody tell you like, yo, you know, you rock them, you know, I don't like your sneakers, you know, trash, they whack. Don't start questioning your sneakers. You see what I'm saying? Don't ever be like, oh man, my sneakers is whack. They are, you know, because I started to understand, you know, like people have their own style. Some people just don't like Nike, and it don't mean that they, you know.
Hey, I think we getting a little bit too far off the topic, but yeah, that's more on the bullying level. What you talking about?
You know, like that's what they deal with every single day.
But we brought them here to let them talk. So, you got another question, or you want me to just get into the next one I got?
Number 9?
Nah, not number 9. Yeah.
I want to talk about number 5.
Well, go ahead if that's what you want to do.
Y'all read that real quick. So then when I say number 5.
You can just go ahead and read it. Kevin got to listen to it anyway. Or one of y'all can read it.
One of y'all.
How do you deal with peer pressure? Are pressures to be involved with drinking, drug use, or sex negatively impacting black males' progress in school?
I know y'all kind of on the young spectrum. I kind of hope certain parts of this y'all don't have nothing to say, but it's okay. It's a free. This is a free podcast. Y'all ain't got to worry about judgment.
Don't believe that shit.
Don't
believe that shit.
Don't.
Man, nah, bro. Come on, man. Nah.
Don't look at me as Uncle John right now.
That's just, like 8 and 7. Like, nah, man. Of course they do.
All right, well, go ahead. Kevin, if you need me to read it again, just let me know. But go ahead, Malachi. You can start.
And then don't worry about the peer pressure part and people, you know, like.
Don't tell them what to worry about. If you want to open up about it, let them open up.
Man, talk about sex, man. That's at the end, man. I'm saying like we done focused on the sex part. This ain't the
why you already
drinking, drugs.
I mean, how old are y'all again?
13 and 12.
Y'all ain't even in that phase yet, are y'all? Or y'all just girls just barely started being cute, right?
What?
Nah.
like okay, where we at? Okay,
that's a better question.
Okay,
go ahead.
Girls are cute. Are we hunching yet? I mean, like I don't mean like in it. I mean on it.
People talking about it, of course, right?
Man, they I know the truth, but I'm gonna see what they want to say. It's on them.
Okay.
What y'all want to say, y'all? I mean, he asked you a question.
Man.
No.
Man, his teeth about to jump out his mouth. As much hard as he's
It's so blatantly obvious.
I'm saying, that's why I said, just, you know.
I mean, if you want to move on, bro, move on.
I told you. All right, well, we go back to the question. Anything, you ain't got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Whatever you don't want to talk about, you too, Kevin. Whatever y'all don't want me to hear.
This is good practice because,
cool.
you know, if a cop pull you over, keep that same energy.
This peer pressure, because they was like, nah, man, I don't be doing nothing, man. I'm like, okay, I feel you. But, like, do people, like, peer press you, like, you know, like, in anything?
In general, do you feel like it's something that you wouldn't have did if you wasn't around your crew?
Yeah, I do.
And, like,
like, how do you feel peer pressure really affects your life in general?
Well, for me, it, like, because I don't really, like, go into peer pressure. I just, like, kind of look around it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, I might engage in the conversations, but until, like, I'm ready, like, to do those things, I'm not going to do it.
So basically, you listen to it, but you're not letting any of it affect you. You hear what's going on, but you don't let it affect you.
Yeah.
What about you, Malachi?
No.
You don't know
like
if you
what
want.
type of peer pressure? Like it could be peer pressure to go over there and push him.
Let everybody answer the peer pressure question first.
But
We not just talking about sex. Leave the sex out of it.
I know.
Okay, and you can leave the drugs out of it if you want to leave that out.
If somebody's making you feel like you know, like that's why I say, like, they say go over there and push him. You don't want to go push him, you know what I'm saying? But you also don't want to let your homies down.
Or if somebody walk up to you in a lunchroom and push you, you don't want to swing back, but you have to engage back into it.
Nah, I do it, but like if I do it, I get in trouble myself, like, cause they're gonna be like, you shouldn't have did nothing, you should have just walked away.
So do you?
With other people, like in your school, like what do you see?
I see like the high schoolers bullying the seventh graders, like the special seventh graders. So I try to go over there and do something, but every time I go over there, the security guards just come.
What about you, Scholar? You want to add anything to this?
Like, if somebody do something to me, I'm not gonna do nothing back because I already know the consequences. Like, maybe push me or punch me or something. Now, if we just playing around, I would do it back. But like, if it's real serious, I'm not gonna do nothing.
But that's not. I feel like you should defend yourself, but I feel like on that point, though, Scholar, I feel like you should be able to defend yourself if it come across you and it's just physical, and you ain't do nothing. I tell you, you should defend yourself because to me that's a taught action. So you teaching them how to deal with you. You teaching them that they can physically come up and touch you. You know what I'm saying?
Tell the teacher too. Like,
Yeah.
Even if you know like how you say you ain't gonna do nothing back. Tell the teacher like, hey, they be messing with me, and one day I'm gonna knock them out.
So because
that.
like
So
you
the
said,
the teacher like you might feel like they being, but one thing they gonna always remember. He did tell me.
Yeah.
He sure told me it was going down.
Cause I know stuff with you, like you get in trouble a lot because of how you are. And I feel like if you let that go and you just explode on a dude, then they gonna try to kick you out. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to hit you with the maximum penalty. You know that. So you gotta. That's why I say tell the teacher, of course. But if it keep happening, you defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody just keep touching on you continuously.
Like, it's a boy sometimes in my class. He'll say something like very inappropriate, and then other people, and then he'll like, oh, you gay and stuff. And then when I call him gay, he get mad, and I said most of the people that say people gay is gay. And
Makes
then,
sense.
and then he got mad, and then when we was walking out the classroom, he hit me upside my head. I just walked away because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like some repair stuff. Cause you think I'm laughing, but as soon as you get out of high school, you gonna see everybody come out the closet. You gonna see a whole bunch of people be everything under the bird. You like, oh, that's why you was always mad and stuff. You ain't had nobody to be gay with.
Yep. Hey,
You got to be gay by yourself.
That's crazy. You say that.
It's gonna be totally different.
Whole thugs change after high school. That was weird, but yeah, it's crazy you say that.
Girls.
That's another thing I want y'all to understand. Do y'all feel like, with the peer pressure thing, do y'all feel like the friends that y'all got in the inner circle at school is gonna be there in the next 5 years? I'm just wondering.
No, not the ones in my school now. Not them.
What about you, Scholar? You don't feel like your same friends gonna be there in 5 years? What about you, Kevin? Put the phone on.
School, I probably got like one or two. But like in general, like out of school, it's probably like 3 others.
All right, and I'm gonna ask the men on this side, Darnell, how many friends you got that you would say y'all stayed from school?
Oh,
From high school? I say high school. Middle school probably too far.
man, I got homeboys from elementary. We still call each other, and I went to their weddings. Mm-hmm. I don't have that many. I don't have a lot of friends, but all the friends that I do have, we been real. Since I'm a pretty honest person, I get a lot of people gravitate towards me, so it's not that hard. Like I got a lot of friends. Even people who wasn't quote unquote my friends in high school still hit me up, and we talk after the fact.
Man, you got a good story. I guess we different.
Well, I mean, like,
Damn.
like it ain't like I don't know. Like I look at friendship different than other people. So like, if I say like how many real friends I got like from high school, it'll probably be 2. Now, how many people might say they my friend or say they know me? If something good is said, probably be hundreds. You know, like because you know a lot of people. They go, oh yeah, bro, oh yeah. Probably, you know what I'm saying. So
well,
like,
I consider good friends like they know your mama name.
Yeah. So yeah. I ain't
so
got
how
that
many people know
of
your mama name?
Nah.
Probably about 3 or 4 friends from high school.
Nah. When I say I got good friends, man, I got good friends. Like, speaking of mothers, my mother passed 2016, that church was packed full of my friends. It was almost as equal as family. And I think 2018, because I've always had a job, but I was in school trying to learn how to truck or whatever. I called some friends up like, hey man, listen, I would try to look for a second job, but I messed up. I'm in trucking school. We got to be here almost 12, 13 hours a day. I can't go get another one. I need some money. Man, so many people sent me some money. I had money until I got my first trucking paycheck. That's how taken care of I was.
That's what's up, man. Well, I guess I'll answer the question real quick. I got probably 2 friends that know my mama name from high school. Middle school, nobody. But I got friends that we grew up together, and no matter what happened, we all stayed close. So it's kind of with that aspect. But I also believe that, what is it? If you want friends, find, what is it? Show yourself friendly, right? That's how I go, Brandon. And I'm not that.
Hell no.
That wasn't it.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would just say who gravitates to you and who betters you. Cause like, I wasn't friendly with all my friends. Matter of fact, and I'm sorry I did this, David. One of my homeboys. I remember me and my core group of friends, because we was friends from elementary all the way up to high school. We were just chilling and talking, and he came out of nowhere. He said, "Hey, my name's David." I said, "Who this nigga?" Get this nigga the fuck up. You think I'm lying, but I
also learned that some people that act like your enemy, they don't want to be your friend.
They just want to be your friend.
And it's gonna mess your head up, like, because it be some people that don't like you. Somehow, some way, y'all end up in a situation where y'all together, and they just wanted to be your friend. But like, sometimes people express things in different ways.
I was just always like I was similar to what Roger was saying. Like, if a new person even hit me up or anything like that, I'd be looking like, what's your real motive, bro? I ain't talked to you. I really be like,
well, I want you to wake up now. I got a few investments. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on, my nigga.
I don't know. Even with me starting this podcast, like, my wife had to tell me, like, you got to stop being like that. Everybody ain't got an ulterior motive. But sometimes I look at stuff like, man, ever since I've been in Dallas, you ain't said nothing to me. But right when you feel like I'm doing it straight, but then some people I'll be like, all right, we was cool before, so I'll be cool with it. Not everybody want to come into your life for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, fellas, ulterior motives is fine if the motive is either good or a match up to what you doing. I mean, think of it. I mean, that's fine.
Sometimes you take the good with the bad.
Like me, when it comes to podcasting, I don't care if you Yellow Beezy or if you just started podcasting 2 weeks ago. If you legit and you black and you got some free time, I mess with you. But the only time I don't go around people is if you're that shitty that got all these red flags, I just get away from you. Cause some people can't even bullshit right. And I'm like, damn, you ain't even good at being fake.
Yeah. But we gonna get into another one. Y'all didn't like the peer pressure thing. I was hoping they go a little deeper, but I feel y'all though.
They gonna build up their confidence.
So this the last little questions we gonna go to, and I'm gonna ask y'all, what do you think about school in general?
I think school is a place like where you can learn, but sometimes you gotta come to school like prepared and like with your struggles at school, like, cause some people they'll mess with you cause of your flaws, like different stuff like that.
Let Kevin answer, then I'm gonna piggyback after y'all get done.
I'm gonna be honest. School for me, it's like, I get that, like, you're supposed to learn, like, my grades, they good. Like, I ain't failed like once, but like with like all the gangs and shootings and stuff going around, it's not like the place that I would want to be. Like, I don't really feel safe at like school like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just like I don't know. I just feel like it's not what it's supposed to be.
I think school is a good place for children, but like for like star tests and stuff, I think it's like they kind of set you up for failure, because if you going to school to learn, and then some people don't get that learning as the same rate as other people do, you shouldn't test them on it. Like, just, you shouldn't see what they know and then just put them back. You should let them keep on learning so they can finally get it.
Basically, everybody don't learn
at the same rate, and they try to force them to.
And sometimes you might get it, but it might take you a little longer. They've already moved on.
I think we all three of us can agree to that.
You can't. Well, yeah.
If you keep somebody back because they didn't pass a test, but they really know
the curriculum,
the lesson.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Basically, you went to school every day. You should at least. I know what you participation grade. You was there.
But
I mean,
they do it in college though.
I mean,
that's the plus side. They do it in college.
Nah, participation ain't no grade, man.
Nah, in college, yes,
it is, yeah, but
it's like 40% of your grade. It's like almost half of your grade is just coming.
Well,
because you think about what you do every day. Most time people get fired, they don't show up for work.
Man, well, I told one of my teachers this in high school. He like, man, you're here to learn. I said, nigga, I said this is a daycare, sir. I mean, you're not. I mean, no shade. This is a daycare. Cause I mean, I think about how applicable your education is. English, okay, you gotta speak in math to a certain degree. Yeah, but overall, I mean, school isn't getting you ready for anything. That's why some of these schools are shifting to more trade-based, more tech-based, and letting all these certain programs come to their school, and letting Google and everything come to their school, because now they're realizing, okay, we way behind, because it's not even funny anymore that the kids ain't learning, they not safe, they're exposed to STDs and everything else in their school before they even graduate. Plus, hell, they even targets of pedophiles and everything else. And this is all what they got to deal with before they even get home back to you. So they're not learning, they're not safe, and you want them to be the future. I mean, that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I think in America in general, like the schools, because I didn't know this about Texas, but I need to get the exact data. But I know for sure that schools, the test scores in Texas determine the prison funding. How good or bad they do determine how much, because they assume that if the test scores are a certain level low, that they gonna need more prison funding. And I think that's kind of crazy if you want to think of that. There has to be a conflict of interest.
And then another thing I found out, but I found this out back in high school, was kind of crazy. They get paid based off of how many people in the school, not if they learning or not. So like when you used to get truancy court, they basically was like, hey, you taking our money? You taking us money?
Yeah.
So we got to make it back somehow.
We got to get our money back. Yep. It's not really necessarily you need to be here to learn this subject. And then even like
it's like what he said. Then if he go to school, he should still pass.
Well,
because if you paying the school by being there, then the school's got to pay you by continuing to move you up.
No, I think it's more so teachers gotta actually want to teach. Nowadays, you got teachers that one of us probably know one teacher that said this before. Well, I just go to school for the check. I just go to work for that check. I feel like teachers nowadays, like when we was in school, we had more of teachers that actually wanted to teach. We had teachers that didn't care too, because I know I did, but you had, I think, more teachers that wanted to do it for the love than they want to do it for the check. Now, I think probably 60-70% of teachers just do it for the check, in my opinion.
I mean, again, I mean, you got to be realistic, because, I mean, that's cool and dandy, but if you're going to go into a profession where you're underpaid, your hands are tied up by the administration, these kids might fight you and everything else, and hell, if a kid say something that you did something
It's
You
over.
done.
You
Yeah,
done.
so I
If
mean,
they
that's-
even find a
I mean,
picture
what's the-
online, you done.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too. I mean, it is a tough way to be a teacher, and I say this why I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but why I'm applying back to school to become a teacher.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
this
gonna
is
be
kind of
no-
crazy.
I would never be a teacher.
Well, not necessarily a teacher, but a coach. But you got to be a teacher to
But
be
think
a
about
coach.
it like in your job. If you was working and they had you train somebody, how you gonna train them? Like trash? You just
Nah, I'm
be
gonna train
like,
them the best way possible because I know that's gonna be a representation of me.
Then think other people
Yeah.
like you exist. Don't think that everybody out there, you know, like I would say more so like coaches and like because you think about it, like English teachers, like math teachers, like I don't think that they just there because, you know, they there to get it. Like I don't know, man, maybe it was my school, you know, but like if the other people didn't listen, my teachers didn't care. They
All right,
just kept on,
let's
you know,
ask the three
teaching.
people in school. Do y'all feel like y'all teacher really genuinely care? Or y'all feel like y'all teachers just there to get a check?
Well, I think that they just there to share what they know about what they study.
So you don't even look at
Especially-
it as that they really have to be there to care. You look at it as they doing their job the best way they know how.
Well, one of my teachers, they have two jobs. They write for the daily paper. He my writing teacher. He write for the what's that? It's famous, but
Dallas Morning News.
yes, he write for them. And then he go to school just to get extra money, but he give us candy every day. And he only buy that with his school check.
When you ask questions, does he try to help you every time? So he don't be like, oh, you should know that, oh, what's going on, you know, like, you don't talk down. He just,
Every
Nope.
one of the staffs there think he's the best teacher. That's why they want him to come back next year. But
Alright.
he's retiring.
Or is it any other teacher similar to him? Is it the other ones you got? Are they similar to him? In the way that they make y'all feel? It sounds like y'all like that teacher for the most part, right?
My sixth grade teacher from last year, she's still there at my school. I liked her, and she actually looked like she want to teach somebody.
So that's two. What about you? No teacher? So it ain't no teacher made you feel like they really care. Eller?
No.
is there?
I got a teacher that be hitting students, still haven't got fired. I got a teacher that say read the board, and she don't teach at all. She just sit down at her desk on her phone.
I had a teacher like that.
I got another teacher that will put something on the board and go to sleep for like 15 minutes. And my other teachers, they just don't care.
Wow.
Do y'all got a lot of black female teachers or black male teachers? Okay.
I don't.
4 of my teachers are black.
Would you
I
say
got about 2 of them.
would you say they good teachers, bad, okay? What?
Well, 2 of my teachers, they good, but they don't seem like they want to do anything else. And then the other 2, like my science teacher and my reading teacher, they don't really care.
Okay.
What about you, Kevin? What you was gonna say?
Oh, I said I got about like a few of them, you know, and like a few good teachers like that actually helped me out, and like how like help me like get to where like I am, cause without like those teachers, I would probably still be in first. Like it's 5th grade. I'm gonna be honest, cause some of that stuff was really hard.
What? Can you repeat the last part? I didn't hear the last part. Sorry about that. You said your life. You said some of them don't help you. What was the last part of what you said?
I said if those handful of teachers like didn't help me out, I would probably still be in 5th grade. Because some of that stuff was really hard.
Yeah. So y'all do have actual good teachers. So it's probably the same as everything else. That it's good teachers and bad teachers. Just like it's everything else in the world. But I guess you can want education to be perfect, but it's not gonna be perfect. And this is the last question I got for y'all. I promise y'all can take as long as y'all want to answer it. Don't feel rushed. But how do you feel about the way young black men and boys are portrayed in the media? The media meaning entertainment in general, rappers, TV.
I feel like they just see our character. Some of them they just like the police and all that. They look at us as a threat, and some of them they just look up to us like, oh, I want to be like him. I want to do what he do, all that type of stuff.
Trendsetters. So you feel like they, black men and black boys are trendsetters, either positive or negative. What about you, Kevin?
Well, to be honest, how they portray us in the media, like, it don't matter what color the person who's making it is. Like a video, a movie, it's usually just the same thing: guns, drugs, lots of sex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's literally only a few people that do different stuff.
What about you, Scholar, real quick?
I think that black like media influencers and stuff, they have to try to be the best they can be, so they won't feel like not good about themselves. Like NBA YoungBoy, he's mentally dumb, he's mentally slow, but nobody really knows that.
He got schizophrenia.
It's real? Like he been diagnosed with it?
Yes.
I did not know that. Yeah, I just told me.
He not slow. Like he said, the only reason why he didn't go to school is because he didn't have no clothes. He said he had the right education, he just didn't have no clothes.
That's mine. Yeah, but and then it's a two-part question. It's a two-part question. So the second part of it is, do you believe that the media influences the way black males behave? Do y'all believe that it changed the way that y'all behave?
Yeah, some music, like riot music, it make you feel like a different way. It gets you turned, like you want to just do something. Like other music, it'll like calm you down, make you get the flow and all that.
What about you, Kevin?
Honestly, like, cause for me, like I used to vibe to like lots of rap music. Like at one point, you know, I used to listen to nothing else but rap music. Then like I started seeing like lots of stereotypes on black people and stuff, like hearing all that gang stuff, and I was just like, I'm not rolling with it. So I just started listening to like different genres, country, pop, stuff like that, and like it made me feel good, and I express that a lot in the music that I make today.
And you, Scott?
I think the same as Kevin, because like rap music, it's not all the same. Like it's types of rappers that just talk about stuff they not, and some stuff they really talk about how they came up, and some of it is true, but like some rappers, they don't, some would be true but they over exaggerate it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The people that's actually speaking the truth, they don't get that much fame, but like the people that's not, they get fame.
But y'all still kind of didn't answer the question. Well, Malachi did. But do you feel like it affects your behavior in general?
Oh.
I mean, at times it does. Like when I get around a certain amount of people, I might like talk a different way,
Yeah.
and like I might a different face, and change like the way my clothes look a little bit, but I'm still me. I still know like my roots and stuff like that.
All right. What about you, Scholar? You feel like it changed you?
Not really, because I know how to act.
Yeah.
No matter what, like hear, it don't change the fact that I see stuff differently
Mm-hmm.
than other people. Cause somebody might see something differently than me, and I'll still believe myself.
All right, and I'm gonna let y'all. I mean, either way y'all want to attack those questions, you know what I'm saying? Start with you, Darnell. However you want to attack them. If you need me to read it again, I will.
Yeah, sure, please.
It's the first one was, how do you feel about the way young black men and boys are portrayed in the media? And the second one is, do you believe the media influences the way black males behave?
Well, yeah, that goes back to what we was talking about earlier. It affects how it behaves because, just like I said, all you need is repetition and imagery to kind of influence somebody, and it may not be like a big overall personality change, but just like he said, he listens to music, he gets a little hype, or he gets around a certain group, certain energy gonna come out because he's seen these layers worth of things. And also you got to add in environment. Let's say he lives in a well-off neighborhood and he loves all the gangster rap. It's like, okay, he ain't gonna do nothing. He's in a good area, but you put him in the hood, lack of resources, young, dumb, scared, trying to prove themselves or trying to make sure they don't become a next victim, then that could be a recipe for danger.
Mm-hmm. What about you, B?
I mean, yeah, I do. But I also think that it shapes how everybody else looks at you. So if you want to know how people think of you, look at how they think of people that are like you as well, because it's like Darnell was saying, it's the repetition. So it's not necessary. They're not trying to think of you that way, but think about that's all they get to see. You know what I mean? Like, do they show, everything like you said, it's more to y'all than just, guns, drugs, and all of that. But why is that the only part that they show? Because that's the only part,
That they feel
that
will
they
make
want to show.
money. Yeah.
That they want you to look like that, to other people. So I say, when you get around people that you think will judge you in that way, be exactly who you are. Like where I work now, it's not that many black people. It's a lot of, it's not people like who I am. So I know for sure that they don't look at me the same way, that I look at them. But it took, after time of me getting to know them and them getting to know me, they probably think, they might not ever say it, but they might go home and be like, oh, black people ain't like this. Oh, they not like this because, what they taught me how to play chess yesterday at work. I never played chess ever in my life, and I almost won. Never in my life played chess. They sit there and they play chess all day. So they looking at me like, oh my God, this dude, he not what I, think he is. He's not like, I sit there and I learn this stuff and I pick it up. I'm like, oh, so is this because of this? They're like, yeah, man, but I know at the same time, they didn't believe that I could do it. So don't ever, when you get around people that aren't like you or look like, like they might judge you, don't show, you know what I mean? Like, be exactly who you are, because that's exactly what they're gonna believe. They're gonna go home with it. They might not ever tell you. And that's another thing. They might not ever say, I thought you was this, because they gonna think, that it's disrespectful to you to think that, that way. But they will act differently. So, don't let that bother you. I'm going and, they look at me like this.
And just to bring everything to a little close, the main part I want y'all to get, if y'all don't listen to nothing else I say, is just, in general, if you know who you are, you know how you was raised, you know what I'm saying, you know what you would do and what you would not do. Don't never let no outside forces determine your outcome. Don't make no adult decisions right now, not expecting adult results. And also, don't let other people that's not trying to better you change your mind frame about what you want to be. If you set in your mind about exactly what you want to do and it's positive and you got your intentions pure, I mean, people gonna talk about you forever. Like he said, people might not like this podcast, You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep doing it because I like it. Kind of get where I'm coming from with it. Not saying that I don't care about my listeners, but more so we started this to better ourselves as well as everybody that's willing to hear it.
Exactly. What
So
case do you have against them if you don't prove it to yourself first?
If you don't do it for yourself first, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna really believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? That's pretty much what I want to get to, and that's why we're gonna call this childhood to adulthood. It was gonna be to manhood, but I said I'm gonna do one with women and have 2 women guests as well to be there for the young ladies that's gonna be sitting down, because I can't tell a woman exactly, you know. But that's off subject. But anyways, if anybody else had any closing statements y'all want to tell them, or start right here.
I would just say, to all the black boys out there, just be patient with yourself, learn yourself, maybe read a little bit, travel a little bit, get to know who you are as a person before you add yourself to any groups, because once you learn who you are, you'll learn what certain things mix and don't mix, and make up your own definition on who you are and everything else. And if you don't know, ask.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. Ask anything. Don't listen to your friends. Go ahead, Brandon. If you got to close.
I was just gonna say, just stay true to yourself. And I know that's gonna be hard because y'all kids now. So in the next 10, 15 years, y'all gonna be totally different. But just stay true to yourself. If you like video games, then that's who you are. That's what you like. Don't let other people influence who you are, because I let people influence who I am, and I can never go back to being as innocent as I used to be or as I want to be. I'm so I got a shell because I allowed that was never who I was, but I allow other people, to get in my head. I allow other people to make me feel, a certain way about myself, and I had to carry myself a different way. And, reverting back to it and reverting back to who you really are, it isn't as easy as you think.
That's a hard struggle, boy.
And that's why I say stay true to yourself, because I feel like in some instances, if I'd have stayed true to myself, I'd have been a different person, because at the end of the day, you know exactly who you are. And, identifying yourself, when you can't look at yourself in the mirror, you're going to understand what it means. And, you don't ever want to get to that point. So I just say, stay true to yourself, no matter what, relationships, anything, whatever makes you happy, just keep moving forward. That's all I can say.
Positive thoughts leads to positive results. Positive thoughts leads to positive results. And we hope y'all got something from this. And like I said, we'll do a part 2 with the women. And one day we'll try to bring the young men and the young women together and ask some questions. That'll be crazy.
Maybe we'll have a big, huge
a round table.
No, I was gonna say afterwards, then we have a big, huge water fight, or hey, I'm saying, because
Well, on that note, we hope y'all enjoyed. We hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. This is Jonathan King, and
this is Brandon White,
and we got
Darnell,
and we out, man.
I'm just saying, man.